Well, howdy there folks, and welcome into this video here today. Hope you guys are doing great. As always, this is a big week for the ttcf squad. Tattooed Chef. Okay. Yeah, this is a big one, needless to say, alright? The earnings are coming out this week. In a matter of a few days here, the earnings are coming out. And I thought, let's do a dedicated video. I know I saw definitely a lot of people requesting this. Me doing a dedicated video on these earnings. Do I think they're going to beat the earnings, miss the earnings? What do I think is going to happen with the stock price in regards to this? Do I think the stock's about to shoot up on these earnings, like crash down, do nothing? Like, what's my opinion on all that? So this is just a TTCF dedicated video. And yeah, we're just going to talk about this one, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it as always. All I ask in return is that you smash that thumbs up button and that like button, and that's literally it, guys. Appreciate you being here, everybody in the TTCF squad. I hope you're ready for a big week. All right, if you haven't got a chance to check out the Hungry Bowl yet, we are on the iOS store now and Android. We are officially exiting beta mode next week. This is our last week of what I would call beta test mode, and just kind of rearranged a little different things, trying to make the homepage a little better and things like that. And then we're just going to focus on making this baby better and better and better, basically week after week, month after month, and year after year going in the future, guys. So glad to see a lot of you guys enjoying that. It's absolutely free. Like I said, we're on iOS now and Android, so definitely check it out. If you're looking to download everything from my brain to your brain in regards to what I know about the stock market, check out the pinned comment down there. That is to apply for the private stock group in the private Discord chat. All right, alrighty, guys, let's get into this. So first off, where I actually want to start with this video is talking about where the stock has been the past 6 months, all right? So it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, needless to say, okay? I mean, if you go back 6 months ago, the stock's over $24, okay? It's over $24. Things are looking good. And then it goes on a dramatic crash down, right? I mean, it didn't happen all in one day or something like that, but it went down and down and down, right? And basically, it wasn't just Tattooed Chef got caught up into that. Anything that was kind of labeled a retail traded name, all those stocks just got hammered, right? And from 24 to all of a sudden 420 of all days, okay, this is when it hit the lows. Intraday, it says 1609 here on Yahoo Finance, but intraday that day, it was in the 15s. Yes, you heard me right, the 15s. I was buying call options left and right. And yeah, the stock has gotten absolutely devastated. And then from there, it starts to slowly come back to life. Gets all the way over $23 at the beginning of June. All to fall back down. It has started coming back recently. It's at 2059. The stock is highly volatile, needless to say, okay? I mean, you're talking about some pretty big percentages in quick amount of time. We just looked at 6 months. This is something you might think, would play out over years. This is just a 6 month span, okay? So needless to say, this stock is a volatile stock. Absolutely. It's maybe not as crazy as some stocks out there. I'm sure there's much crazier stocks than Tattooed Chef in terms of its volatility, but there's no doubt when you go from 24 to 15 to back to 23 to 20, you're moving, okay? You're moving all around, all right? So yeah, needless to say, for me, as somebody that's a long-term investor, when I see a stock go down a ton that I love, I get to pick up more and more shares. Which, speaking about that, this is where I'm at now with this stock as far as my biggest account, okay? This is a big dog account. I'm at $921,000 worth of shares in this account. Keep in mind, I own Tattooed Chef in other accounts as well, and I own call options in regards to Tattooed Chef. And lastly, I'm not done buying this stock either, okay? I'm still interested in more call options. In 2024, call options come out in about a month from now. And so, needless to say, Corsair Gaming, Wynn Resorts, and Tattooed Chef, those are the three, the ones that come to mind when I think about stocks I'm interested in 2024 call options, okay? This stock's doing well for us so far. Just in this account alone, we're up $71,000 so far. So, we're doing good, and I'm more than happy to continue to pick up shares of stock, especially on any major weakness in regards to this one. You guys know my stance on this one. I believe this is going to be a food giant in the coming years, and we're just getting started. We're basically in the, I would call it now, the second inning of Tattooed Chef. We're in the second inning. The first inning was getting the products launched, right? 2018, 2019. Now they're starting to get into all the major retailers. Right? Just announced Kroger very recently. Remember this came out? back in July, Tattooed Chef to launch in Kroger stores nationwide. Keep in mind, those numbers aren't even going to be baked into the numbers that are about to come out. That's going to be next quarter and the future quarters, right? And, it doesn't get bigger than Kroger. So, Kroger, Target, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, just about every single big player, they're going to be in them by the end of this year, or they're already in them, guys, okay? And so, the third inning for the company is really expansion of SKUs in these retailers and getting more and more SKUs. So really, we're in the second inning right now. Next year, 2022, that starts the third inning of Tattooed Chef, which is massive SKU expansion in more retailers, along with major international expansion in future years, okay? That's third inning for this guy, okay? So yeah, really, really exciting. This is why I'm planning to continue to add shares of the stock for the long term, okay? Let's talk about these earnings that are expected here. Let's talk about it. So first thing I want to actually talk about is there's only 2 analysts putting up numbers for Tattooed Chef right now. 2, literally 2, okay? Keep in mind, this is about to change in a massive, massive way starting in 2022 and then moving in future years. In my opinion, by the end of 2022, there will be a minimum of 5 analysts covering the stock to potentially all the way up to 10 analysts. As this company ramps its revenues, reaches a bigger and bigger market cap over time, and dare I say, gets closer and closer to profitability, this stock will attract more analysts. More Wall Street analysts will cover the stock, which is honestly a very, very good, as much as I don't like analysts, at the end of the day, they are a necessity on Wall Street. Because as silly as it sounds, a lot of high net worth individuals, a lot of institutional money, and even fund money invest based upon analysts moving stocks up, upgrading, downgrading, stuff like that. As silly as I think it is, at the end of the day, it is very, very important, okay? So right now, there's only 2 analysts that cover the stock. They expect the company to lose 1 cent in this quarter, all right? Now, that number should be on an adjusted basis. Keep in mind, guys, there's a lot of moving parts here. The company is adding a lot of employees. They're adding more lines. They're obviously expanding into new retailers. We don't know if they've cut any of these new retailers any special deals with the initial kind of shipments there. We don't know if there's any, I haven't seen a lot of promotional activity from Tattooed Chef in regards to doing discounts like, hey, buy, 5 of our products, get them for $5 off or something like that. I haven't seen a lot of that anywhere pretty much. So not to say it's not happening. It's just I'm not seeing a lot of it. So I doubt there's much of that going on, but also the company spending on marketing. How much did they spend this last quarter? These are all things to factor in if you're thinking about profitability of the company, right? Along with, obviously, shipping costs. We've heard from a lot of companies, just transportation cost in general, right, has been pretty substantially high. And so is this something that's hurting Tattooed Chef? So this is a wild card number. I don't know what to expect. All I know is Tattooed Chef, for myself and I think almost anybody that's in this stock, we don't care about the profitability in the short term. We all know, or we're all convinced, and I'm certainly convinced, this is going to be a profit beast long term. Right now, all I care about is this company executes, continues to put out better and better products, more and more SKUs, continues to build their brand and getting more and more retailers with more and more products. That's what I care about. The profitability in a food business comes when it woo-wee, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. When you scale up the food and drink businesses, it is incredibly profitable. And with the type of management team that the Tattooed Chef has, there's no question in my mind that this is going to be a very, very profitable business long term, okay? And so this number, if they beat, great. If they miss, great. Yeah, it doesn't matter, okay? The really important number for this company at this stage right now is right here. That number right there, that average estimate, okay? That's an important number, folks. That's an important one. $54 million is expected for this company. This is very key. Now, I pulled up this for you folks here, okay? This shows last quarter. So last quarter, the company did revenue of 52.7 mil. So with most stocks I hold and most companies I hold, usually I like to look at year-over-year numbers. However, when you're in a business that is rapidly growing revenues at like a ridiculous clip like Tattooed Chef is, right? 59% last revenue, 59% increase in revenue in the last quarter, right? When you're talking about that sort of business, it's really, really darn key, needless to say, that you compare the previous quarter versus a previous quarter. So 52.7 mil, 54 mil, I think they're going to beat, okay? I really do think they're going to beat. How much? I don't know. I could see maybe a $5 million beat, a $10 million beat. You know, they definitely had some big deals that went through in that previous quarter. But guess what? They also had some big deals that went through in this quarter as well as, you know, obviously filling in of product. Specifically, I'm thinking about Target. So I don't think this is a crazy number at all. And I could see them doing 59 mil, maybe even 64 mil revenue. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, and you know, I'd rather be a little more pessimistic in regards to numbers than optimistic. But it is not out of a stretch of the imagination at all for this company to, you know, maybe have done 59 mil to 64 mil in the previous quarter. Now, keep in mind, the Kroger numbers aren't in this, okay? So although that deal was announced, you know, in July, Kroger numbers aren't in that. Kroger numbers will be in this quarter a little bit, but really in future quarters, okay? So, yeah, I think they're honestly going to beat on revenues, guys. I really, truly do, okay? I really do. I don't think it's crazy to imagine that at all right? So let's talk about the stock price and kind of my view on where it's going to go in regards to these earnings. So first thing I like to think about is, okay, I'm pretty confident they're going to beat on revenue, right? But maybe that's already baked in. Maybe a lot of folks already expect them to beat on revenue. So maybe if they do, let's say they do 60 mil in revenue instead of 54 mil. Does the stock pop on that? I don't know. Maybe not, okay? Here's why. Tattoo Chef right now, if we really think about who are the people that are really backing this, it's a lot of folks like myself, right? That are individual investors. It's kind of a newer company in the markets. It's super fast growth, right? But it's a food company and a $1 billion something market cap. This is not Wall Street stock yet. Next year, it will be a Wall Street stock and moving into future years, right? Right now, it is not. This is a retail trader or retail investor name, right? And so when I look at Tattooed Chef, although I expect them to beat on revenues and put up some really nice numbers and some incredible growth metrics year over year and even quarter over quarter, I'm not so sure that the stock pops huge just for the mere fact that retail investors, if they want to get in the stock, they're probably already in the stock. Now, the one wild card here is if this is a quarter in which it puts it onto Wall Street's radar. I don't think it's quite that time yet. I think, like I said, 2022 is more that year. It really starts getting on Wall Street's radar. But I can promise you this, okay? If we see any major move up in the stock price, that will likely be Wall Street money coming in, okay? That will not be retail investor trader money, in my opinion. Retail trader investors are in this stock. Retail trader investors like myself are ready to buy this stock if we get any major dip at all in the stock. Like, let's say it goes back to $19 or $18 for whatever reason. You know, folks like myself are ready to buy, right? Like, okay, give us more shares for the long term. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. But if the stock goes up a bunch, I'm not so sure like the retail investors or traders are like, I got to buy some, because at the same time we would likely be buying already, right? Or we are already bought, or we'd be buying right now, right? So that's the way I kind of view this. If it has any major substantial move up, it's likely big Wall Street money already getting in this one. And I tell you, if they're already getting in this one, woo-wee, okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. We are... that's going to be pretty darn exciting, needless to say. So I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm just really excited to see the numbers more than the stock price reaction. The stock price reaction is what always gets the attention, right? Oh, it's up 5%. Oh, it's down 5%. Oh, it's up 10%. It's down 10%, right? That's what gets all the attention in the headlines. But I'm honestly really excited just to see the raw numbers and what this company does, guys. I'm jacked up. So I hope everybody that's in the Tattooed Chef Squad is jacked up and those sorts of things, guys. Thanks so much for joining me as always. I appreciate you guys for being here. Much love as always. Don't forget to smash that like button if you didn't already. And definitely check out the Hungry Bull. It's absolutely free to check out. Read our daily newsletter, track stocks, listen to earnings conference calls right inside the app, along with so much more. We're just going to continue to make that beast better. If you're looking to learn everything that I possibly know that is in my brain about picking stocks, running portfolios, stuff like that, check out the pinned comment down there. Much love as always, guys, and peace.